Left 4 Dead is one of the highest rated games on Steam, with its recent and all-time reviews being overwhelmingly positive. So today I wanted to go out of my way to read some of what the negative reviews have to say. I'm sure this will be interesting. If you enjoy it, please hit that like button. At 1,000 likes, I'll be posting some baby bunny pictures on my community tab, so make sure you subscribe and you'll see them on your feed. But let's jump straight into it. Don't play on shrooms. I'd actually be interested in what that'd feel like. Imagine you got a hunter on you clawing away at your body and you just bawling the hell out like, what is going on? Too much Japanese drawings on Workshop. Yeah, I have noticed that there is a huge Japanese population on this game, and that does result in a lot of anime girls. They left me for dead, but hey, that's the name of the game. No update. I can't the fat black man, sad face. Can't the tank. Can't the zombies. I hate Rochelle. Can't the jockey. Cannot the witch. Bro, what is up with everybody and wanting every zombie in the game? Have you seen the jockey? That dude would go crazy. Oh my god, spinning around and doing stuff on it. Holy, oh my god, that feels so good. My balls were quaking when the zombies ran at me. Jockey took advantage of me. Not nice. With the comedians out of the way, let's move on to the haters, where I can actually add something. I bought this for less than $1, and it should never cost more than that to be real. Fun game, but super glitchy and lots of stupid mechanics that ruin the flow of things. I know it's old and was probably great at release, but at this time, don't buy unless it's on sale. This is probably one of the stupidest things I've heard. For $9, essentially $10, you can get this game for a very fair price. People have spent thousands and hundreds of hours enjoying the content on this game. $9 is a very fair price. I view the 99-cent sales as more of like a blessing than it's like you actually have to buy it at this time, but that's just me. As for it being glitchy and having a lot of stupid mechanics, they don't provide any real examples, but the game overall isn't that glitchy. I've never really run into a lot of glitches. I know there are some that I'm not thinking of, but whenever I play matches, it's not like a very prominent thing, you know? It's not like Fallout 76 at release or Cyberpunk at release type of thing. For having a lot of stupid mechanics that quote unquote ruin the flow of things, again, they don't provide any specific examples, but I could see bunny hopping maybe being one of those features. But then again, Valve has always had bunny hopping in all of their games. I feel like it's more of a high skill ceiling mechanic than a sort of thing that ruins it. Disliked it very much. Not enough variety of zombies and repetitive gameplay. For the disliking it part, hey, I mean, you can have your own opinion. Saying there's not enough variety of zombies is kind of crazy to me. There's 8 special infected, I believe, and they all add their own thing to the game. You don't really need more. Would I have liked to see Valve add like 1 or 2 in the Last Stand update? Sure, that would have been nice, but I don't think you need more types. As for the repetitive gameplay, I mean, there's a bunch of different game modes that I haven't even played, and I've been playing this game for years. Maybe the game just isn't for this person, but I don't really see it as repetitive. I really enjoy the gameplay loop. Sure, maybe the maps can get stale after a while, and I find myself only replaying a handful of maps, but I can kind of see it from a certain point of view. This shit's so ass. Broken heart emoji. Made me start snoring. Zzz, another Gabe in classic Source game. Snore game. I don't know what this guy thought he was snoring at, because he has 18.5 hours on record, so I don't know if you sleep for 18 hours in a row straight. To me, you got some gameplay out of it. For all the things you could roast Left 4 Dead on, it is definitely not for being boring. Even on the easiest game modes, I find myself puckering my asshole as I'm running from hordes or being chased down by a charger or jockey. Really bad game. Terrible gameplay, terrible graphics, Elden Ring Wukong 10 times better. This has to be ironic. I refuse to believe that this is a normal comment where someone compared a 2023-2024 game to a 2009 game and said that the first ones were 10 times better. I refuse to believe that's true. And first of all, terrible graphics. Don't get me wrong, you can definitely see Left 4 Dead's age in some places, like for example 2D grass cards or tree cards. But come on now, Left 4 Dead looks amazing for its time, and I still think it holds up very, very well. Not that good game. People say it's super good, but it's not worth all that hype. I am biased, of course, but I do think it's worth the hype. I mean, you wouldn't have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of overwhelmingly positive reviews and it not being a good game. I get Left 4 Dead not being in your taste, but I feel like a lot of people misrepresent why they dislike a certain game. This game is buns. Try hard and cheaters galore. Would not recommend. Play a good zombie game like Black Ops 3 or Back 4 Blood. Do not let the positive reviews fool you. Lobbies are toxic. They kick people over one bad play. People are crybabies and they only play the one blank map called No Mercy. Save your money and don't buy the game. As for tryhards and cheaters galore, I do see some cheaters from time to time, but I can go days or weeks without even coming across one. I don't think it's that big of a deal. A lot of people are tryhards and we'll get into that later, but recommending Back 4 Blood, I think that either has to be ironic or you're just on the short bus, because there is no possible way. Black Ops 3 Zombies, that is a very different type of zombies game. The genre is completely different. But yeah, I can recommend Black Ops 3 Zombies. It's pretty good. As for people playing No Mercy only, I wouldn't say they only play No Mercy. I would say a huge group of people like to play No Mercy. That's the first original map, and a lot of it is very geared towards versus, and it really does depend whether you play campaign or versus. I noticed that for versus, a lot of people do enjoy No Mercy, and even on campaign, but it's not the case where you like can't find any other maps. I play all the other maps every day, and No Mercy is just one of the other ones I casually play. Outdated trash with homophobic references from the multiple generic straight white male leads. Valve is inherently a racist blank corporation, so not a surprise. Don't buy this cash grab, it's not worth your time. No. This dude has 307 hours. Again, this has to be ironic. There's no way you can sink that many hours when you clearly hate it for being homophobic, or at least having homophobic references, and saying don't buy this cash grab. What's the cash grab? It's $9 and it goes on sale for 99 cents, man. If you want it to be a cash grab, price your game like $80 for like the, what is it, $80-$90 Mario Kart? Come on, get out of here. By far the worst community I've ever encountered in games. Prepare to farm hours or get berated by elitists whose lives depend on the win screen. I will say there is not really an incentive to win. I mean, there's no leveling or items that you get from winnings. There are people that love to see that win screen, and it kind of baffles me because it doesn't really matter. Griefers ruin the game. They join, kill everyone, and spam slurs in chat. Permanent/temporary bans aren't even an option. I mean, it's an older Valve game, what do you expect? But I have run into my fair share of griefers. I even did grief at one time, like 1 or 2 matches. I think I was like really mad that I had lost the game, but I would say I've grown since then. They're annoying, but you can just restart the chapter or restart the campaign and you'll be good. Great game, terrible community, the worst. Edit. If you buy this game primarily for single player experience, this game is an 8 out of 10. Again, I'm biased. I would rank it probably like a 9.5 out of 10, but giving the single player story an 8 out of 10 is fair. Fail a death charge because of a bug. Vote kicked. Heal yourself when you are black and white. Vote kicked. Have less than 1,000 hours in the game. Vote kicked. Lead your team in damage and someone is jealous. Vote kicked. Be a non-furry in a lobby of furries. Vote kicked. Ask what the best ambush spot is. Vote kicked. Ask for good and fun teammates. You guessed it. Vote kicked. Forget mining salt within the earth. You can get a lifetime supply of salt in this game. Quit treating it like it's a super edgy esports game that will shut down CSGO, because it ain't an esports game. I kind of gotta disagree about the esports part. You can play it very, very similar to an esports game. Dare I say, it even is an esports game, even though it's not actually in the esports category. The way you play it is almost exactly like you play in esports. In fact, you heavily rely on your team on both infected and survivors. But the community can be a real jerk about it. I mean, the community isn't all bad. I've been super nice. I've seen a lot of people that have been super nice to new players. It really just depends what your luck is when you get into different lobbies, like who you're gonna meet. But if you ever get griefers or whatever, block their profile and hopefully you won't get in their game. But yeah, vote kicking in games like Left 4 Dead or TF2 is a really big problem, especially if you're a new player. You can get vote kicked, but I would say don't take it too harsh. The game is great, the community is killing it. If you're not good enough, they won't try to make you improve. You will just get kicked out of every single match. I hate when someone tries to kill a bad player. He's just learning. If you're a new player, I wouldn't take a lot of these things to heart. I mean, you got to remember these people have been playing the game for like a decade plus, so it's like, what are you really gonna do, right? It honestly just takes time to improve improve, and if you keep on playing, keep getting into new matches, you'll get up there, don't worry. The campaign is great, especially with friends. However, online multiplayer is something awful. You're just there to try and have fun until some asshat sweat kicks you out without even trying to communicate what you're doing wrong. Like, come on now. Like I've said for the past couple of reviews, vote kicking is a problem, but what are you gonna do? Just join another match, get good, play better, and you won't get vote kicked. But I do agree that a lot of people should kind of relax, maybe give you a couple chances than just kicking you out at the first sign of being a new player. Game ruined by toxic players. If I join a lobby where people are berating me, berating my friends, berating each other, and it's just a bad vibe, I end up leaving anyways. What's the purpose of you staying there, right? You're not gonna get any levels or getting kicked out for leaving early, just leave. But I can get how it can be annoying after joining so many different games with a lot of similar people or experiences of getting vote kicked and similar things. So from that standpoint, I understand, but there's always other lobbies. Valve's servers got DDoS for 2 weeks. I have noticed that for a long time there were DDoS attacks, but as of late, for the past month or two, I haven't really noticed any attacks, at least for me. But I did make a really old video on my channel, check it out if you want, where I talked about the DDoSing, but yeah, it's not very fun. I loved this game for years as a fun distraction. Unfortunately, in 2024, the official Steam game servers have been unplayable with unbelievably high latency and crashes. Community servers are more often than not running stupid mods, get a lot of team shooting griefers, and can be sus. If your recent experience is different, good for you. At this point, trying to play Left 4 Dead is more frustrating than it is worth. I may uninstall the game. I mean, this just seems like an unfortunate reality for this one individual. I hope it stops crashing and maybe it's better now. Alright, it's time to talk about Versus. Everybody knows it, everybody loves it, and everybody hates it. At least everybody can acknowledge it's a game mode. Versus makes me want to die. Getting kicked from Versus for tiny mistakes by fat-fingered sweatlords, the simulator. Don't play Versus. I mean, I can understand the Versus hate. I will say that there was a time when I only played Versus and I was a lot worse of a person when I did that. Versus is fun, it's one of the main game modes, but I wouldn't play it too much unless you really enjoy it because it can get super toxic. Worst game ever created. I hate Fujins. What the hell is a Fujin? Holy shit! This dude has 50,000 hours on record. Holy shit! Not recommend. I spent too much time on this game and lost my job and wife. A total waste of my time. Alright, now we're getting into what I call the essays, so strap yourselves in. These ones are long. Do not buy this if you don't have friends to play with. Public lobbies are overrun with griefers and trolls. For 15 years, I defended the player base of this game and always said it's just a few bad apples and that it isn't so bad as everyone says. It became that bad. Other reviews already talk about Versus and how the vote kick gets abused, so I'll talk about griefers instead. Specifically, griefer groups. Groups of 2 to 3 players that go around griefing and trolling other players in public campaign games instead of playing in private lobbies. You'll experience something like accidentally setting you on fire or throwing explosives near you, refusing to break you out of grabs, starting and interrupting revive animations, accidentally turning around and shooting you in the face during horde events, getting you stuck in doorways, spamming voice scripts which trigger overlapping conversations between multiple characters, intentionally wasting items in front of you, killing you at the end of a level so you'll lose all your stuff, and many more. They will never outright TK you in the middle of the game to stop you from playing. They'll just make sure you have the worst possible experience trying to play the game. If you fight back, then of course they'll just kick you. If it's a troll duel, then it becomes this stupid cat and mouse game where they grief a player while the fourth is distracted and they'll try to convince the fourth to kick the victim when they start fighting back. While they're doing this, the group will play the victim the entire game and call you the griefer, and they'll cite a minor mistake you made 3 maps ago for their behavior, or they'll claim you violated some non-existent server rule. I'm no stranger, trolls, ragers, etc. in video games, but I've never seen this levels of psychopathy in video games before. Public games are borderline unplayable now. I just recently reinstalled it and after a week of running into these people every single day, it was enough. Left 4 Dead is now the only only cooperative game on Steam where the players don't want to cooperate. It's a hellscape of trolls and griefers running amok completely unpunished. Okay, we're gonna skip this review a little bit. This has been too much. If you go to the bottom, it says, do not buy this if you don't have friends to play with. Public lobbies are overrun with grief squads. Unfortunately, I have to disagree. I feel like you ran into maybe 1 or 2 matches where this happened. I've never run into grief squads, as you put it. I have run into griefers before. They are a problem, but never grief squads. I mean, maybe I just haven't noticed it before, but not to the extent that you're talking about. They also talk about the bots being able to grief you, which, I mean, come on now. You gotta be retarded to think that's possible. Sure, the bots are dumb, but like, bro, come on. I feel like this dude had one very specific experience and wrote this review as if it's a representation of the game as a whole, when that's just not true. This game looked really cool and I was excited to try it out. Unfortunately, it keeps crashing. It crashed on me around 10 times and I only managed to get about 25 minutes of gameplay. I tried several fixes that I found on Reddit and YouTube, like running the game as administrator, using compatibility mods, updating drivers, having Steam verify the game files, and even tried deleting and reinstalling the game. It's really disappointing. I thought a game from Valve would work. You can see that the user even refunded this game. It feels like a very bad first experience. I would say I bet that if you took it up with Steam support, maybe they would have been able to help you. I'm not 100% sure, but it just sounds really unfortunate. Sorry about that, bro. I have a few yes and no's for this game. It's fun with friends, but with just the bots, they can't shoot for their lives due to the game needing you to save them, and they sometimes just get stuck. I mean, I'm not gonna hate on the bots. They did come out in 2009, but you can definitely see their age sometimes. The director, on the other hand, is super well designed. Since the game requires a full 4 players to play on the interesting difficulties, or versus, the general quality of random players is dumpster tier nowadays. I do not think this is much of a good purchase anymore, especially because Vermintide and Darktide are simply better. With 554.3 hours, I would expect you to not say something like Vermintide and Darktide are simply better. Now, I have played the intro to Darktide. I've played Vermintide a lot. I think I have maybe about 15 hours. I know that's not a lot, but it is decent. Vermintide is very fun. It is a different type of game. The genre is the same-ish, but it has different mechanics. To me, Left 4 Dead keeps it a lot simpler, so I prefer Left 4 Dead. As for needing 4 players to play the interesting difficulties, that's just not true. I have played a lot of expert mode and stuff by myself using bots. I'm not like a Dorito sniffing, Mountain Dew huffing gamer, but like, it's not impossible. You don't have to have 4 players. But what did you guys think of these reviews? I tried to pick some from all sides of the community. I mean, you had the haters, you had the comedians, you had people who talked about the verses, you had the short bus kids, you had the essay. I tried to pick a lot of different reviews as to give you a sort of overall tone or feeling of what the review section was like. And for a lot of these reviews, I just didn't have anything to add. They were kind of just their own small anecdotes, but let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you think these reviews have any merit? Are they good? Are they bad? What do you guys think? But with that out of the way, I hope you guys have a nice day. Peace out.